What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, episode number 15, I believe it is. And it's called Cajun Peaches. Yes, you guys, I know this shirt might be a little dingy. You ain't even got to tell me. We know. I just got tired of looking at me in them t-shirts, so I'm just trying something different for right now. Trying to get back to myself. So yeah, we guys, without further ado, let's get into the episode review, shall we? All right. I mean, that's a little tight right there. So we're going to loosen that up. There we go. That feels better. All right, you guys. So the ladies, they are getting ready to head down to New Orleans. We see all the ladies as they're getting ready to go. So they get on the private jet. They heading down to the Big Easy. So Drew, with this trip, she is, quote, hosting the trip. So she extended the invite to all the ladies to bring their kids if they wanted to bring their kids. So Kenya brought Brooklyn, which nothing's wrong with that. I just still look at this show and be like, damn, Mark, you are a complete asshole. Like, we saw Brooklyn all last season, but now this season you don't want us to see her. Interesting. Asshole. Now, Kenya, I didn't understand you. So you complaining about the fact that you talking about you the only person that brought your kid. None of the other ladies did. They didn't have to. And let's go back to the South Carolina trip. The difference between this trip and the last trip is that Drew actually told the ladies, if you want to bring your kids, bring your kids. They didn't want to. And that's what it was in the last trip. Just extend the invite. Now, I know people, you don't have to get in my comments and tell me that's production, because I already know that. I'm well aware of how production, I'm well aware of what they do. It's production. Like, if you guys ever wondered why Kim never went on them trips, her kids. Production wasn't paying for all them kids to go on. They were not paying for those kids to come. They were not paying for them to have, if they needed their own room, they weren't paying for that. They weren't paying for the nannies. I get that. I know that. You don't have to tell me in the comments. I know that. So on this trip, Toya has decided not to drink. Congratulations to that one. I'm glad that she's not drinking. Let's see. So they finally make it down to New Orleans and they get to their hotel. So when they got to the hotel, Drew wanted the girls to do a little booty bounce just to get the room. Kenya said, I'm not going to degrade myself. Can I have my room key? Okay, I've asked you now 4 times for my room key. And I said, you can ask another 4. You can ask another 4. I'll give it to you when I'm good and ready. Like, the thing that bothered me with Kenya was, you did this, like when y'all went to Greece last season, you had the girls do little things for the keys to the rooms. So what's the difference? But then Drew eventually gave her key, and she went to the room she didn't like it, so she wanted to upgrade. Complaining about the room. I'm like, oh, so now you see how Marlo felt when you gave her that small ass room in South Carolina, when there was a whole room between Portia's room and Candy's room that was probably bigger. Okay, Kenya. I'm like, just be a good sport. She's talking about she's not going to degrade herself. Like, you do know that that's part of the culture down there in New Orleans. The bounce music. Love the bounce music. Love the bounce music. I wish New Orleans was not so far from where I live. Like, Shreveport is close, but New Orleans is I think it's like an 8 or 10 hour drive from where I am, but whatever. So, like, I just really wanted Kenya to be a good sport. It doesn't hurt to be a good sport. It really doesn't. All right, you guys. So we're going to pause here and we're going to move forward. All right, you guys. So then we see the ladies. So the ladies, they took a bike ride around the city. They, got little tours of places. I definitely want to go to New Orleans. I wish COVID wasn't around. I would have went for Mardi Gras, but whatever. So they went, I don't know what restaurant they went to, but they went and had some food. I'm like, oh my God, that food looks so good. The one thing that I've never had, and I go to Razzo's, and I've been to Razzo's plenty. I know that's not, it's similar, but like, I've never had fried alligator. Never had fried alligator. What else haven't I had? I've never had fried alligator. I've never had lobster. I've never had crab. I've never, my black card might be getting revoked, huh? Tell y'all stuff that I haven't ate. I've never ate soul food. Keep it real with you. I've never ate greens. I don't like beans. I don't like peas. What else don't I like? Yeah. My black card has always been revoked because I don't do soul food at all. just not for me. Um, so the ladies, when they was sitting down, now everyone joined them with the exception of Marlo. Marlo was back at the room. She didn't feel good. So the ladies tried to tell Toya that when she was at Fallon's house, you were out of line. She didn't feel like she was. I'm like, girl, you lucky. You lucky that production stopped Fallon from beating your ass with that damn golf club. Speaking of which, they got into it on Twitter last week after the review. Before the reunion, which filmed last Thursday. I don't know what happened to the reunion. Don't tell me. I don't want to know until the reunion gets here. If you guys have any tea on the reunion, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. Just keeping it real with you guys. I don't want to know. I think that's my thing when it comes to Atlanta and Potomac. I hate when those shows get in the blogs. So when we get to the season, we know what's happening. And I just don't like that. I like going into a season not knowing what's going on. Much like I don't know what's going on with New York, Beverly Hills. Actually, at this point, I don't know what's going on with Potomac. I don't know anything about Potomac. I don't even know if there's a new housewife. If there is, I don't know anything about her. Haven't heard anything. But yeah, where we at? Back to the review. Back to the review. Back to the review. But yeah, she doesn't feel that she is wrong for what happened at Fallon's place. I'm like, girl, you were 1,000% wrong. You called her a hoe. You disrespected her house and her husband. Again, you lucky she didn't beat your ass. You lucky production stopped her from beating your ass. So Drew, questions LaToya about why she's not drinking. Now, I felt like, I felt like I was beating a dead horse with a stick. You asked her first when you guys got on that bus, was she not drinking? She said no. So at this point, she's not drinking. Why are we bringing it up? And I know that she said they went to church together. Her friend introduced her to somebody and stuff like that. And the way Drew was talking, it did kind of seem as if she was trying to say that LaToya has a drinking issue. Now, LaToya said that when she does get with the girls and they do drink, that she tries to keep up with them. That's your fault and only your fault. Like, you a grown-ass woman. Just because these women are drinking and they can handle their liquor doesn't mean that you can. So you only person that you can blame in that situation is yourself. Now when she kept calling Drew a bitch, I was like, girl, why you keep calling her a bitch? One more bitch, and you're gonna be on your ass. So Toya and Kenya get up and leave. And the fact that Kenya wants to call Drew a bully, I'm like, the bully is calling somebody a bully. Let us not forget how you treated Kim Fields. Like, you literally bullied Kim Fields. You lucky Kim Fields was a different person, because when you pulled Kim Fields' chair from behind her, you lucky she didn't just come with the right hook and hit you. Just keeping it real with you. But let's move on. All right, you guys. So then we see Kenya. She went to Cynthia's room, and Portia went to Drew's room. So in Cynthia's room, Kenya is talking about the situation with Drew, once again calling Drew a bully. And I'm just like, she's talking about, I don't like to use that word. Then why are you using it? Drew did not bully that woman. Like, I really want people to use the word bully in the correct term. Like I said again, what you did to Kim Fields, that was definitely, you bullied that woman. Kim Fields, from the outside looking, from my point of view and watching that season, Kim Fields didn't do shit to Kenya to deserve what Kenya did to her. But whatever. So then, like I said, so Portia, Drew, and Shamia, they are in her room, in Drew's room, and they're talking about Marlo. Now, at the dinner, Kenya said, what's wrong with my new bestie? Talking about Marlo. Now, I want to discuss this whole Marlo, Portia, Kenya situation, because we're going to go ahead and just get into it. I don't have an issue with Marlo making up with Kenya. That's not a problem. If you want to be cool with the girl, because the beef between Kenya and Marlo at this point is old, it's stale. We need to move on from it. So I will give them that. Let's move on from it. But I do question the sincerity of it on really both sides. And I'll tell you guys why I question it on Kenya's side. Because Marlo has said some of the most nasty things about you. And the nastiest one was about your mother. Talking about, if your own mother don't love you, who else will? Like, that was a nasty comment. And that's not a comment that I could ever come back from. Like, you can talk about my skin, you can talk about my ass, you can talk about my body, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Don't talk about something that you know is a sensitive subject for me. Don't talk about my mother. Don't talk about my mother or anybody in my family. Don't mention them. Come at me all you want to. Come at me all day, every day. We can shade each other back and forth. But when you mention my family, that's where the issue then comes in. Don't mention my family. So, and that's the thing. That's where it is on Kenya. As far as Marlo, part of me believes Marlo might have been sincere, but I still have the question of, if Nene was on this season, would Marlo be trying to make up with Kenya? And I don't think so. I really don't believe she would. Because, I mean, they were going back and forth last season. And she never once said that she wanted to bury the hatchet with Kenya. But now, all of a sudden, you want to bury the hatchet. I just question that. So, it is what it is. But Drew feels that Portia and Marlo should clear the air. And I agree with that. So Drew, she's doing an interview with iHeartRadio. Her makeup, her hair, everything was on point for once. I was like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. I like this side of Drew. So she's going to have Cynthia go with her to the iHeartRadio. And the women are doing Zydeco. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm butchering it, I'm so sorry, you guys. So the ladies, so it's going to be Shamia, it's going to be Portia, Kenya, Candy, Marlo, and I guess that's it. Now, with all that ass that Candy has, she don't know how to twerk it. Okay. So after they do the dance class, Portia wants to talk to Marlo. So Portia's talking about the fact that since they've been in New Orleans, Marlo hasn't called her, and when Marlo had her, you know, when we saw that episode where Kenya and Fallon was at Marlo's little, whatever it was, her storefront, her store, she didn't invite Portia. And she said, well, I didn't invite Kenya either. Then how in the hell did Kenya get there? I mean, I know this is production. I know that part of this is production, but Marlo's not a main cast member. So how much of this was production? But whatever. So Marlo tries to say that, you trying to say that I switched up on you, but you switched up on me when you and Kenya became cool last season with the girls. It's apples and oranges for me. I get where Marlo was coming from. I can kind of see Marlo's point, but I can't see Marlo's point. And I'm going to tell you guys why I don't see Marlo's point. Because yes, Kenya and Portia became cool last season, but Kenya and Portia didn't talk shit about Marlo that we saw. I'm put it that way. We didn't see it. But when you and Kenya became cool, the minute y'all became cool, y'all started discussing this whole Bolo situation. That's the issue. Like with my friends, like my best friend, some of my friends that I'm cool with, she don't like, and some of her friends, well, no, she don't have anybody that I don't like. But I have some friends that she doesn't like. Back when we were in high school, I had one in particular that she didn't like. And I was faced with this situation where the girl was trying to talk about my best friend in front of me. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to exit this conversation because you're talking about my best friend and I don't want to be a part of that. Like, that's fake as fuck. Like, we cool, but what you're not going to do is talk bad and negatively about my best friend. So I'm going to exit myself from the situation. And I did tell my best friend, I'm like, I let her know, I'm like, she was really being messy. She was being so messy, and she did it on purpose to put me in a bad position. We were cool, and she tried to she was on the phone with my best friend's boyfriend at the time. In my face, I'm like, really, dude? Like, that's what we doing? I'm like, you know what? Let me move away from this conversation because I'm about to say something that's gonna go left. And lo and behold, she was doing that to try to test me and my friendship. But like, I'm not gonna sit. And I called my best friend, like, hey, you might want to check on that situation. But yep, whatever. So that's really what it is. If you my friend, be cool with whoever you want to be cool with, but don't mention me or with them. That's the situation. But you guys, that's the review. Let me know what you thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. Also, you guys hit no, what's the next one? Subscribe to the Planner channel. That's the next one. And until the next one, you guys, do me a solid favor out there. Please stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and social distance, and we will get through this together. I think I might button this back up for the next video because I feel a little naked up under here. Y'all see too much skin. All right, you guys. Bye.